Well, yes, we'll be talking about fuel scarcity, almost a subsidy. How do the two come together?
They are related.
Well, yes, that's what we're starting off with this morning. It's pretty tough out there for a lot of people. We're joined now by Esther Nnamdi-Ogbe, who is the Managing Director of PPMC. Morning, and thank you for joining us today. Well, yeah, as I did highlight, tough situations are there, but could you start by telling us, why do we have this situation at the moment?
It's multifaceted. We have the issue of the subsidy, which I had mentioned earlier on. Yes, the subsidy has been paid or is being paid back, but there's the issue of access to foreign exchange. In the meantime, PP has sat down and folded its hands. It has filled the gap. That is carrying the marketers, the major marketers and independents together and marketing and distributing fuel for everyone. PPMC was originally designed to manage 48%. It has had to carry the whole country, and it has been doing so. The issue is that we have brought in products. We had said that this month we had 1 billion liters of PMS that we'll be distributing. 800 has already arrived the shores of Nigeria. We have the issue of marketers coming in with their trucks and distributing fuel nationwide. Pipelines are the most efficient way of transporting products. We've had issues of vandalism all across the network. We have taken it in phases. We have used the main artery, that is the Atlas Cove Mosimi, as a test case. The JTF, which was to manage the pipelines, hadn't been as efficient as we had expected. And so we've had collaboration with the private sector, maintain this pipeline and protect it for us. And it has yielded immediate results. For the first time in many months, we've pumped ceaselessly between Atlas Cove and Mosimi satellites. Today we are pushing to Ibadan. So that relieves Apapa area where we have the gridlock in distribution of products. We've also used other arteries. We've used Warri Axis, Ogara, Port Harcourt, Calabar, just to make sure that we are able to service the whole country, but we need marketers to bring in their products, their trucks and lift products.
All right, let me ask this. Why are we still manually manning the pipelines?
The pipelines have been an issue for a long time. We have had the pipelines presentations coming in. We ought to have drones. We ought to have fiber optics. And that is one of the things that we came into management and we said, this is something we must have as an immediate action plan. And we're working on that. What we have had been the pipelines being compromised perennially by vandals who have made a huge business of this. And one of the first things we said we would attack is that issue, because without the pipelines being efficiently run, we would have issues in the distribution of products, because trucking is not the most efficient way.
All right.
We have, sorry?
Yeah, go ahead.
We have attacked this in batches, in phases. We have used the Atlas Cove Mosimi. For the first time in 100 days, we are also moving crude from Warri to Kaduna Refinery, a more efficient way of distribution. And once Kaduna starts producing PMS before the end of this week, it relieves the coastal towns again, and you're able to pick products from Kaduna. So we're decentralizing and making sure that our pipelines get back to work.
Well, the thing about this is vandals, I think they're making an industry of this. I'm saying so because I've seen covering some of those areas where after they leave, especially when the place catches fire, you see the kind of equipment, the kind of things you see there means that they're really making a living out of this. There's a school of thought that says that you do have people within the organization that is informing those people, and that's why it's thriving. Have you ever heard or considered looking inwards to see how do we even ensure that no one divulges any information about when we're going to pump those products such that vandals can then go take their positions?
We've looked inwards before we even looked outwards. When the pipelines work, there's tremor and people get to know that the pipelines are working. Whether it's water that's being pumped or products is a different thing. So we've looked inwards and we've had internal reorganization to make sure that every facet is covered. We have systematically looked at what are the issues with the pipelines, because it's an industry we've lost. I mean, last year we lost over 58 billion from crude oil and product theft. We cannot afford to do this. This is it's something that cannot continue. So we have looked inwards and said, is there any compromise within our system? Is there any compromise within even those who are supposed to guard the pipelines for us? And we've said, private individuals, you have a business, you can maintain these pipelines, you have the ability to bring in the technology that's required to protect the pipelines. And with this approach, the result was immediate. The same night we deployed private individuals to protect the pipeline, that same night, vandals were caught on the line. And so it's yielding results, and this strategy is going to be extended to all segments of the pipeline, because we have to get the pipelines working. Trucking is not the most efficient way. Tracking trucks is, I mean, that's another issue altogether. Having our trucks being tracked so that from the point of loading to the destination, we are able to find out where the trucks are. We had an issue, a pending issue right now. For the 16th of December, we had trucked out from Lagos 587 trucks. They haven't gotten to Abuja. We've had to call DSS last night, please find these trucks. And this yielded immediate results as well.
Hold on a
By
minute.
this morning, we have had 100 trucks already reporting in Suleja for distribution.
Hold on, Mrs. Nnamdi-Ogbe. You're saying some trucks left Lagos, about 500 trucks left
587
Lagos.
trucks, yes, please.
Specifically 587, laden with petrol, I guess.
Yes, it is.
Left Lagos until this moment. Today is 21st. Since on the 16th, nothing has been heard of those trucks.
We called in the DSS yesterday and to inform them of the challenge we were having, because we have been bringing in products, people have been lifting products, and we're not seeing the products arriving in Abuja, for instance. We have set in motion intervention trucks that if a station is not selling, we will, the Honorable Minister has given us the permission to force products into tanks in the stations.
Just allow me comment here, because Nigerians are very interested in a story like this. Who are the truck drivers? Are they members of NUPENG?
The truck drivers have their own union. Then the marketers engage the truck drivers. The marketers, the people who are loading, the marketers ought to track their own truck drivers. But we have had to step in and follow them in tracking their own truck drivers. So we've had the war room since for the past 2 weeks, tracking each truck and finding out where is this truck. For instance, yesterday, the number of trucks that came from the major marketers and the independents was nothing to write home about. We had to intervene with our own trucks and dump PMS forcefully into their stations.
Why is that happening?
I cannot say what the intent of the major marketers or the independents are, but what I know is the figures that I have. If a marketer, for instance, brought in just one truck yesterday and he knows that he has about 30 stations in Abuja, it's left for Nigerians to read what may be behind what is happening. But PPMC is not folding its hands. We have said as management, with the Honorable Minister leading us, that we cannot fold our hands and keep on watching this. We will track every truck, and that's what we are doing. And that is how come we came with the numbers. We were able to bring out the numbers, raise the alarm to DSS, please help. We have sent out these trucks and they're not arriving here. And this yielded almost, by 6 a.m. this morning, we have heard that over 100 trucks have arrived. The message is going on. We will not sit back and allow Nigerians to keep on with a perennial suffering. Every yellow tide, it seems to be a recurring decimal. And we're not going to sit down, fold our hands together and say it continues.